Hey guys! So what we are looking at here is the process of a caterpillar turning into a chrysalis. Now, we've talked about holometabolism before in a previous Word of the Day post, but for those of you who've missed it, what it is basically a term that describes a group of insects that go through very dramatically distinct stages of life. And now this is a process that is more commonly known as complete metamorphosis. So simply put, complete metamorphosis is characterized by the insect going through 4 different stages. And these are the egg, the larvae, the pupae, and the adult. And so what we're seeing in this video is essentially the transition point of the insect from one stage of its life into another, the caterpillar into the chrysalis. And so chrysalis is actually a term that we use exclusively to refer to the pupal stages of butterflies. And an interesting fact is that the term chrysalis is actually derived from this ancient Greek word chrysos. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but what it is it basically translates into English as gold, and that is a reference to the reflective surfaces on the chrysalids of many species of butterflies. And so, contrary to popular belief, the chrysalis is not a shell, nor is it a bag-like structure which the caterpillar sort of, builds around itself to protect it during its development. And this actually becomes quite obvious as we watch the progression of the caterpillar in this video. So you will notice at this point that the caterpillar is starting to look a little different from how it did when we first began. And it's actually one of the things that I would like you to pay a little bit more attention to here, which is the gradual progression of its appearance. And so you may have noticed that several features which made it look very caterpillar-like at the start of the video, such as its head, its legs, and its markings, have now sort of traveled further down the caterpillar's body. And this is because what the caterpillar is actually doing is it's shedding its skin. That's right, so the pupae is not really a shell that the caterpillar builds around itself, but rather something that is gradually being revealed as the caterpillar sheds its skin. And so what we're seeing here are really the premature organs and limbs of the butterfly. Now, isn't that interesting? And these should be quite obvious right now at this point in the video. And so I would just like to point out several structures. First are these sort of loose flap-like structures on the torso, and these will develop gradually into the butterfly's wings. And the other structure that should be quite evident here is a little nub at the top of the pupae with 2 little horns. And so this is what will eventually form the butterfly's head. So the nubs here are the eyes, and the horns are actually what will form the butterfly's mouth parts. They will turn into an organ called the labial palps, which is sort of like a mustache-like structure that flank either side of the butterfly's mouth. And so what this tells us really is that these organs have actually already begun their development during the caterpillar stage. And so by the time the caterpillar sheds out of its skin, these organs are already semi-formed. And so what happens as the caterpillar transitions into its pupal stage is that rapid cell degeneration is occurring. So fat that is stored from its larval life cycle and other unused organs breaks down into this liquid-like biomass, which is quickly reappropriated for the construction and complete development of other organs. Hormonal inhibitors that have been active throughout the caterpillar's life also shut down at this point, and so the development of these organs into fully formed adult parts begins in earnest. And so what we're seeing here, this newly formed pupae, it looks quite soft and looks quite fragile, but what happens is as it gets exposed to air, these structures eventually fuse together and harden to form a stiff outer-like casing or a shell that will protect the organs that are developing within. And so once fused, the caterpillar will be quite immobile, and as a chrysalis, they typically remain quite still. I mean, that's the entire part of their defense strategy. They blend into their environment. And so they stay in this position, slowly developing until the butterfly is ready to hatch. So now I hope you enjoyed this video and this narration, and if you would like to experience similar content, don't forget to follow us. We are The Word of the Day at facebook.com, discovering nature one word at a time. Thank you.